Hey folks, Dave Kudrak here. Just wanted to make a quick video comment on a few things going around, um, namely the latest national anthem disaster by Ingrid Andress. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. I don't really know who she is. Um, a lot of people are talking about it. There's a lot of things going around. Like I've heard a few theories that she may have tanked it on purpose to really kind of create headlines and have people know who she is. I'm not sure that's true. I mean, that's a pretty ballsy move to do that, especially with the national anthem. And then, also, Chris Stapleton, nailed the national anthem in Super Bowl 57 last year. If she were to knock that song out of the park, just as many people would be talking about her, I think, just like they were talking about Chris Stapleton a year ago. So I think that's a little bit too risky for someone to mess with. But who knows? In this day and age, it's all about how many clicks you get and how many people are talking about you. So maybe it's true. I don't know. I watched it. I didn't see it live, so I looked at it on YouTube. And I kind of get the feeling that she was trying to do her own thing with the national anthem. I don't think she tried to sing it in a traditional way. I think she tried to kind of copy maybe a little bit of what Fergie did and in her version of the national anthem. And I think with her style of music, Ingrid's style of music, again, I don't really know much about her music, but she's got, the way she sings is reminiscent of kind of old Britney Spears when she first came out. That kind of, I don't know, crackly, rumbly, lower voice type thing. I don't know if I'm describing it right, but I think, anybody who's familiar with Britney Spears' earlier stuff or older stuff will kind of know what I'm talking about. So I think that Ingrid probably tried to put her own spin on the national anthem, and it just went sideways, right? It just didn't work out the way she wanted to. And then I think maybe halfway through, she probably realized it was not going well. And then, of course, when you're performing on national television in front of all those people, it probably upset her, and it all just went downhill from there. That's my guess, right? So I think that's kind of what's going on there. Also, I came across something interesting this morning. There was a post by Jack Black. Apparently, Tenacious D was playing a concert, I think, over in Australia or New Zealand, one of those. And it was Kyle Gass's birthday. They brought a birthday cake out on stage, and they asked Kyle to make a wish. And he said something to the effect of, like, I wish they don't miss Donald Trump the next time, right? I don't really want to get political on this YouTube channel. I just found it interesting that, Jack Black posted this morning that he was blindsided by what was said on stage, and that, I'm looking at his post now, he would never condone hate speech or encourage political violence in any form, which I get. I understand that. After much reflection, I no longer feel it's appropriate to continue the Tenacious D tour, and all future creative plans are on hold. I am grateful for the fans for their support and understanding. So it kind of makes me think that we may have seen the end of Tenacious D. It sounds like if there's truth to Jack Black's post, that he was kind of blindsided by the joke, or what I'm interpreting as a joke. They must have had some kind of major disagreement, probably a backstage or whatever, and then just decided to call it quits. I know the governments. I'm not sure if it was Australia or New Zealand, but I know they called for like their immediate deportation and all that stuff. Like they wanted the tour to be canceled. All that stuff. I know there was quite a bit of backlash from it. So I don't know if it's just Jack Black trying to save face, trying to save his career, because Tenacious D isn't the only thing he's got going on. He's a legit movie star and stuff. So who knows? But I just thought that was interesting. We may never see Tenacious D again because of what I think was probably a joke on stage. But anyway, that's kind of the times we're living in, right? You have to be careful what you say, and all that stuff. So I don't know. I did also want to bring up real quick, there is if you don't know who Christone Kingfish Ingram is, and if you play guitar or just like hearing incredible guitar players in general, Kingfish is the man, right? He's this young kid out of Mississippi, grew up in the Mississippi Delta. He's a legit rock star and probably one of this generation's greatest guitar players of all time. And I don't think that's a stretch by any means. He's amazing. I got the pleasure to meet him, I want to say maybe 3 years ago. I was in Philadelphia. I had a ticket to go see him at his concert in downtown Philly. I forget the name of the venue. But I parked in a parking garage, and I had about a 1 block walk to the theater. And as I was walking down this side street that took me past the back entrance of the theater, Kingfish came out, I think to smoke a cigarette or something. And it was just him and I guess maybe a security guard or tour manager or something like that. And I saw him from across the street, and I started crossing the street his way. I get a little bit starstruck, so I was like, oh my God, that's him. And I walked across the street, and I said, Mr. Ingram, and he looked at me, and he was like, yeah. And I was like, hey, I'm a big fan. I'm on my way to see you now. Would you mind if I, got a picture? And he was like, no, that's cool, totally fine. And so I grabbed my phone, and in my excitement, it took me forever to figure out how to work my phone. All of a sudden I pulled up the camera app, and it was facing away instead of in selfie mode and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm super nervous. I've been playing guitar for 30 years and I'm a huge fan. So I'm sorry. And he's like, that's all right, man. That's cool. So then I managed to take the selfie. And then I was like, I really appreciate you. You're the man, and he says to me, you said you play guitar? And I was like, yeah. And he reached into his pocket and pulled out a guitar pick and handed it to me. It was a purple Dunlap, Jim Dunlap Tortex. And he go, here's the guitar pick I just used for sound check. And I was like, you are the man. That's amazing. So, shook his hand again, and I was like, have a great show. I will see you up there. And he was like, thanks, And then I walked around the building to the front door of the stage, and went inside and all that stuff. And I ended up telling that same story to probably 5 or 6 different strangers. It was kind of my way of bragging, I just met him out back, all this stuff. So I thought it was pretty amazing. And then the show was great too. I had floor seats. I think it was probably 15th row or something like that. But towards the end of the concert, some of the seats were empty. This was, kind of post-COVID. I think you still had to wear a mask at the time. Anyway, I managed to just kind of walk up to the second row and grab a seat. And it was, there was probably only about a half an hour left of the show. Security was generally pretty light. The crowd it's a more mature crowd. It's not wild and crazy. It's all pretty much middle-aged guys like me who play guitar, who wanted to go see him. But amazing show. Incidentally, the woman who opened for him is an amazing African-American country player. Her name is Reese Palmer. She's got a song called Seeds, Seeds. Amazing. You should maybe go check out that video on YouTube. Also, just her voice, her playing, everything. She had a little 3-piece band with her. It was I think it was her, a bass player, drummer, and I think she had a keyboard or organist. I can't remember, but anyway, she's great too. So I follow her on Instagram, and it's fun. She's super cool. You can comment on her posts and stuff, and she'll comment back. She doesn't have 100 million followers, so she's super cool from the few times I've interacted with her online. So definitely recommend Reese Palmer's music. So go check that out. I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, the reason why I'm holding my guitar. Sorry. I have just submitted my latest single to be released. It's called Home is a Memory. I'll give you more background on the song kind of later on once it comes out, but it's really kind of for if anybody's ever been in like a situation that they've felt like it's home, either maybe it is your actual home that you grew up in, or it's the home that you currently live in, and then all of a sudden home doesn't feel like home anymore for whatever reason, right? Everybody's got their reasons that something like that could happen, but it's really kind of it's a song about anyone who really can't go home again, whether it's physically, metaphorically, figuratively, whatever that correct terminology for that is. But yeah, it's really for anyone who feels like they just can't go home again. So I'm gonna play a couple of maybe a couple verses in the chorus, and then it's gonna come out on August. Let me check my calendar. I think I'm releasing it on Friday, August 16th. Yep, Friday, August 16th. So mark your calendars. Check out Spotify, Apple Music. It'll probably be up on YouTube and everything too. So anywhere you stream music, check out Home is a Memory by me, Dave Kudrak. And here are a couple of verses of it. Staring at my phone again, thinking about what could have been. These images remind me of you. It's not the way it should have been, feeling all alone again. I still can't believe we are through. I want to come home to you, but home's just a memory, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. All right, so you'll get the rest of it on Friday, August 16th when it gets released, and I'll probably do another YouTube video about it around that time. So go check it out when it's available. I don't think I set it up to be able to pre-order or pre-save it. I don't have that kind of subscription, but whatever. You'll get it when it's out, and I'm really looking forward to it being released. There is a drum track to it. I also play a little electric guitar. I play the bass on it. And I also play a little bit of lead guitar as well. So I'm excited for you guys to hear that, because the songs I have out on all the streaming platforms right now don't have any other instruments except for me and this acoustic guitar. So I'm excited for you guys to see a song with instrumentation on it. So and there's going to be more coming after that. So please stay tuned. If you favorite me on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, so you can kind of get notified when the new stuff comes out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you here on YouTube the next time. Have a good one.